was just...
So were we.
I don't know. I'm eating chicken. Look, now look. I am voraciously eating chicken. I grilled it today out by the pool, and I'm going to eat it as it was meant to be eaten.
Do it. So I just had a huge, well, not huge, but a good sized bowl of Fruit Loops, and that was my...
No!
I smashed it down to, what? I'm eating all the food I own.
I know.
I'm not, yeah, I gotta.
I love cereal. Cereal is... I
don't
eat cereal until there was no more cereal. I mean, it's like, I know...
I can do one bowl and be done.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can do one bowl and be done. I don't like to go crazy.
I ate all of Matthew's Fruit Loops.
I know. I was like, man, I didn't realize I had to have boundaries on the food. I was like, bitch. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Damn it. I don't know. Something.
We're talking about smashing down your Fruit Loops.
Right.
Can you hear my chicken crunching?
No. I can't eat chicken like that. I don't like
cartilage.
fat and stuff. Oof. Stop it.
I've always done it since I was tiny because my dad does it.
Disgusting.
It's so good for you. Okay, Google. Is it good to eat chicken cartilage?
Hey, to each their own. I'm out on that one though. I don't like fat, or that's why I steer clear from a lot of meat. I'm serious. I don't eat like I'm really picky.
Not me. When it comes to meat,
I need, ooh, I hope you don't see a side boob there. We're going full trash because this is like split all the way down. It is, yeah, tuck it under.
So I'm just eating the remnants of the chicken here. I've made it into a lovely chicken salad. I couldn't bring myself to throw the bones away.
Oh my.
All right. And with that, it is trailer trash talk.
Yeehaw!
I'm Leslie. I'm an alcoholic. You good there?
Rachel, I'm an alcoholic.
So
I was adding mysticism. I got a split straight down to my belly button and I'm not wearing a bra.
I am editing our Jody Arias video, which I don't think anyone really knows about it. I haven't like, ooh shit. I haven't like advertised it or anything. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I love it that much. I feel like I left the timeline with a lot of holes.
I was trying to fill them, but you're like, don't give anything away.
I know.
You gotta let me lead
But
sometimes. It's good.
I realized, no, that takes the fun out of it. Just let it be. Just let it be.
Let
to
it
have
be.
it, like, I needed your comments.
Well, it's hard with you. It's not easy. Because I actually could do that. Like, I am a good host, you know, but I'm not going to push my will onto others anymore.
I hate when people do that.
Well, feel like chicken tonight? That was so cheesy. I tried it out.
Speaking
this is
of
really
cheesy, I just blew a bunch of Parmesan cheese all over my computer.
Look at that hole. This thing is supposed to be up to here, sewn, and it's open that much.
See this shirt? Look at this. Do you see that hole?
Yeah, this is becoming like
the
frock of a... It's like all good up here, but if I showed the rest, it would be real bad. I can't stand up in this guy.
It's literally threadbare. No, I can't either.
So here's what I'm thinking, people. Let's get real trashy. Tonight on Trailer Trash Talk. Trashing with the best of them. Heaps, even. So I reluctantly, but I guess I'm kind of ready, put myself out there again on some dating sites. And don't get excited. It's not for any crazy hookups. It's just to test the waters and see what's what.
And we will not be
I'm
doing a dating episode.
No, we will not. That's 1,000,000% correct. That I was like sweating because I thought it was legit, and I'm like, oh.
Although I do think that this deserves a TikTok something. Rachel,
I'm on a dating site. Well, here's what I'm going to try to promote this because I've been trying. Like a few people I've told, no one's asked about it. Because I'm like, oh, if you want to see what I really look like and sound like, go to this. Because if I'm going to talk to someone long enough,
yeah,
I'll let them.
If they're not interested in your public persona, write them off.
I mean, things fizzle out. I'm real like low key with this. Like if this is meant to be, it's going to just work out. Like gears coming together. This is not. And if nothing else, you know, I can meet some people or whatever. But I feel like I've been a little bit of a recluse for a bit, so.
Okay. We're gonna have to deal with some shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better to be reclusive than all in.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's a lonely road. Like, Taco, what are you doing?
I walk alone.
Why are you under the bed? She's just looking at me like this from under the bed. What are you doing? Yeah, I caught you. If
My
you
one must have realized she's not getting any chicken.
There's no chicken down. Well, you can't. It's not chicken through osmosis or osmosis through chicken.
Have you read? No.
What?
Have you watched Making a Murderer?
Yes.
Oh my god.
The new one? No. Have I seen it just in general? Yes. Hey, what are you getting into? You want to say hi to the people? Come on. Come say hi to the people. Come on.
I think I watched this back when I was still drunk. Because I remember being outraged, but I don't remember all the intricacies. And
how guilty you are.
Did she go number 2?
No, she better not have. Did you poop under the bed? Did you poop under the bed?
Frank.
No, she didn't.
Who pooped?
She would have ran away. She would have hid and shook. She would have. She's like, Mom. She acts like I put her in a gas chamber for like every little like, you know, incontinent moment. Like I gas chamber her or I beat her with like hot stones or something. Like
if I do this to my dog, she's like, arr, arr!
That's what I mean. I'm just like, where did this come from? Because a stern no was said?
Yes!
What's under there? I can't help you. Either up or down, what you want. You're ruining the trashiness. Anyway, so I love you, Taco. Making a Murderer, which one have you watched? The new one with the people in Canada? What? There's a new one.
Is there really? Oh, I'm just talking about
that's what I thought you were talking about.
Avery.
Yeah, I saw that one.
There's 2 parts.
Yeah.
With the same people.
No.
I'm on part 2 and it's the same people.
Right, but there's another one out right now. I just haven't watched it yet. I'm serious. If I chop my hair, look at how cute it would look.
2 seasons.
How cute it would look.
I think we're talking about a different show. What show are you talking about?
Making a Murderer is not a different show because it's the people that it's like when they're falsely accused.
Okay.
There's a new one out.
There are 2 seasons that follow Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. That is
old.
So you're saying there's a new... Is it a female?
No. Listen, ma'am, I know some things.
Who is?
I don't know everything. Leslie's like, I know everything.
I want to know because I want to watch it.
I know. I wanted to watch it tonight. If you want to watch it, I was going to tell you about it.
On Hulu?
No, it's on Netflix.
I'm looking right now. It's only these 2 things.
Look. Well, now that you're all good and bored from our bickering.
How can someone be bored that's not watching us? Oh, well, obviously they're bored if they're not watching us.
If anyone... Is anybody even watching right now? Probably not. It's too late.
Fuck them.
We were going to have a third, but it didn't work out. But this was kind of a last-minute deal. Why am I going on... No, that's not what I meant to do. It's such a habit. Damn it.
We're bound to have some good content, at least.
I'd hope. So we got real sassy and giggly in a meeting, and then it continued on. And here's... I mean, I could not take my share seriously whatsoever. And I'm sure I pissed someone off. I always worry about that after I'm done now. Now I think about, like, who did I piss off? I'm like, damn it. I cannot be serious all the time.
I can't think like that, or I'll plague myself. I'm so inappropriate at all times.
I plague myself constantly. You know, if I had a fan right now, it'd be perfection. Because it's, like, right in the...
Oh, yeah.
Right? Right under the cloth. Right under the temple garment.
That is exactly...
Look, this would be perfect, too. See the holes?
Yes.
Although, if we're working with this, I would be like, you know what? We're good. I'm going to just, even though this is fun and taboo, I'm out. That was like... Like, what the fuck? Is it not grown since infancy? What happened?
Can you imagine?
No, I'd be so sad.
Nothing shall pass these.
I shit you not, I've seen a micro penis, and I was like, I had no idea what I was looking at. I thought something happened. Like, I thought I was looking at, like, only me. Only me. Not only did I fuck someone with, like, beyond hardcore Tourette's one year, but then the micro penis.
I'm gonna throw up.
So, now you all know. Holly, if you ever watch this, you're gonna piss your pants because she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Telling you what. Hey, we're supposed to be trashy. Leslie's dying. It was bad, Tourette's. God.
Oh, my stomach.
Don't we all swim in the shallow end every once in a while? You know, just to see if we like it, and we're like, no, we didn't. Although. Oh no, brief. Take a break.
I don't have anything to wipe my eyes with. This has barbecue sauce on it.
Use your sheer nightie. Use your garment, your temple garment. There you go.
If I do, I'll have a
temple garment.
I'll have a multi-use temple garment. Oh, man.
101 ways as to why to be a Mormon. Temple garments.
Oh, yeah.
50 ways to use it.
Reason number 1 to be a... 5 reasons...
Breezy nights.
Oh, we could be like 5 ways to be a Jodi Arias Mormon. Number 1, stalk cautiously. I was thinking we should do a montage of Jodi on a road trip. Jodi talk.
Oh, that would be bad. That'd be funny. And then number 5 would be like, make sure when you're in there, when you're getting your picture in jail, that you really sell it. Down and up. Go.
We'll get to that in episode 2. All of the idiosyncrasies.
Maybe it isn't on here. Maybe it was on Hulu. Hang on. No, I swear to you, I saw it. So now I'm just like,
I am a murderer.
This was different.
Or I am a killer.
Maybe. Hang on a minute. Murder for millions? No.
Damn it. Good, man.
Eyewitness. Oh, that's an 80s movie.
You know what show came out and they never really kind of resolved it in my mind. It's called The Keepers.
Yeah, I know that one's really actually that one I think I can only watch once. That one is.
I watched it again to make sure that I wasn't wrong in my assessment, but no, I don't think they left it very open-ended to another season.
There's not tons they know about all that. So,
Well,
that's not true, but I don't want to give it away if people want to watch it, because at the end there is some relief. It's just what happens to some of those women.
no, it's horrifying.
It's really bad. It's because we know the details, which I'm thankful, because people do need, it's just like I'm a big PETA fan, right? But you have to watch like the videos to like really be down with it, and that's really hard.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
is.
also important for
Look, like the
education.
Holocaust. They don't
Yeah,
show Holocaust videos anymore in public school. That's wrong.
I
They
agree.
need to see it.
But I
These
think,
kids
well,
need
like
to
I
see
watched
genocide.
what did I watch? Oh, what's the slavery movie? Not 12 Years Slave. I'm sure all the kids would think that's old now. No, that was one with Kunta Kinte. It
Oh,
was
Roots.
great. Roots is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's important. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because we have to see the evil, but it's like it's history, which they
We
should
do
show
have to
all
see the evil.
facets.
We do
Yeah, you
have
have
to
to
see the
see,
evil.
but there was good too. There was the Underground
Well, yeah,
Railroad
of
with that, and there
course.
was a lot of amazing things. And no, it wasn't all white people doing that, but it was a very large portion.
You know, so much of current affairs we
Yeah.
are viewing as history making. Absolutely. I mean, even as recent as the Johnny Depp thing, you know, with the Me Too and calling her out on that. That, of course, that is history making. It's a ripple effect, right? I feel like we've lost a lot of what makes our history what it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, it's like a lot of Christians don't know like the history of the Bible or how the Bible came to be, as it were, or you know that it was. I mean, really, the reason Americans came over, or you know, the Europeans came over, was to escape that religious ruling. You know that you have to believe this way, and they say one nation under God. They do not say one nation under Catholicism. And that was the idea, the separation of church and state. But people don't want to teach about any sort of religion, so they just don't talk about it at all. And I think that's wrong.
It's you know, I don't even know. I don't know my full opinion on all of that yet, but I do think that beliefs are important. I think some morals is better than no morals.
I think beliefs are important if you know what it is in which you believe.
Yeah.
I can't just say I'm proud to be an American without knowing the bloody history of America.
It's true. I mean, you can, but do you really know it? Although it's also a lifelong, I don't know. This is not going trashy.
Oh yeah, it's too educational.
Yeah, that's too educational.
Oh, sorry.
I could not find that show.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Maybe it was something else I saw, but it looked, maybe I got confused with the titles.
It's
It
a
still
new one
looked
though.
good. Yeah, something was new. I
Okay.
thought there was a new making of. I
I'm
thought there was a
on
new one.
the hunt. Going to look at what's trending now. I've got this.
Good. Oh, I
know
got
how
knots
this
in my hair.
goes. I love your hair when you let it dry like that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is more of like my natural.
Okay, I am a killer. Oh,
Waves.
that's on my list. Maybe that's it.
I've always wanted like mermaid waves though.
Catching killers.
Maybe it's that one. It was
They're
somewhere
all
in
gonna be
Canada where
incredible.
they're like
I like
kill-
when a season
they were
follows
killing
an
like a
entire
gaggle of
story.
gays and strooning them along the roads.
Oh no!
I mean, I don't think that's what it's called, like a killing of a gaggle of gays. Although,
No, stop. Don't make me laugh at that.
gaggle. I mean, yeah. Just like I used to always say, like I'm gonna get a bushel of broccoli. You know, if I want a lot of something, like when one of my exes would go to the store, I'd be like, get a bushel of this, and the first husband would be like, you know, a bushel is actually. I'm like, I don't actually mean like pallets and pallets of fucking food, but it's funny just to say a bushel, like because it had to be literal. I'm like, buddy, yeah, calm it down.
4 lives.
Maybe that one.
Grinder killer. Oh, we have to watch that. The grinder killer. He hooked up with dudes and then he killed them.
I mean, how many people? You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be on these dating sites.
I know. Where can I watch it?
I do
For
not want to
live
be murdered.
streaming.
I don't want to be murderlated. Like
Roku channel. Oh, I don't know if I have a premium subscription. Oh, this might be possible.
wait, what is it on?
I have the Roku channel. This was not the show you were talking about, but this is a show I'm going to watch.
No, I think I confused like a few of the titles. I'm tired now.
I know, I am too. I just got super tired.
Yeah, I think because we had to like
We had to hold
go
it
live
together.
like right in that moment. The giggles. Although then nothing, I mean, either way, there's more content. So I think Leslie's working on like setting up a timeline so people can re-see our episodes. We want everything out there.
Oh yeah, I'm doing some
Around a
live
while.
streaming with all of the episodes in order, like 4 at a time. You know.
I mean, the people I see that are really popular make content like every day, and I'm like, that's just too fucking much.
Well, I'm thinking they make content for TikTok every day.
That's still too much. They put too much effort in this shit.
And they switch up their hashtags and the algorithm and all that. But, you know, I'm kind of with you. I want it to happen real organically. Like,
I mean,
our followers will be... I mean, obviously, there's some really funny stuff, like what we just posted on TikTok tonight.
There's stuff that's, like, funny, but it's not that funny. I think it's just because they do it so often. But now these people are, like, famous, and they're younger than us. I'm like, what do you do?
I think that's what we do. We get a good mix of stuff, but we're not willing to sacrifice... Like, we're not willing to sell out, in other words.
No, I can't.
We're going to post our content that we think is funny, and if we gather a following based on that, then those are the people we want. So the fact that someone's not watching tonight, I mean, it's 10:30 on a Thursday night, I'm not concerned about that because someone's going to be having it on play at some point in the future, and we're going to say something that'll make them laugh.
Hopefully.
You know?
I mean, I definitely, if there was like a PR or somebody that could help us like with advertising and stuff, I would utilize that, but I'd still want it under what, you know, I feel this is how this should be, not what would make us popular. I was just thinking about this the other day too. I felt like such a dick. One of our viewers invited us to their like story on Facebook or whatever, and we totally missed it. So if you're watching, sorry.
I actually had an alarm and everything set, and I don't remember what happened. I remember something.
I don't remember what happened.
And I couldn't go, and then it was like 7:15, and I realized that I hadn't even logged into a Zoom. I apologized to him after. But you know, he wrote a story that he wanted to get published, and then I guess he missed the deadline or something, but I was like, dude, you should go for it, because his story is great.
Well, I actually wanted to meet him too. Like I think their whole they watch us.
Sometimes, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I realized it an hour later and asked if it was recorded. I felt horrible.
Yeah, I did too.
But, you know, I mean, the thing is, those things do happen. And I can say confidently that when, like, my sponsee was sharing in a meeting on last week, and my car battery was dead. And I can't stop life when I'm in the moment and feel bad about it. I can't feel guilty about not stopping a real life moment and missing something like that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if it was a graduation or if it was, I don't know, there's certain things where you have to go, okay, but next week she's giving her, milestone speech, and I won't miss that. If my battery is dead, I will do it in the car. You know what I'm saying? So there's some things it's like, I can't feel bad about that. And there's other things that I go, I won't feel bad about that because I'm going to be there. Because I know what it would feel like for me.
Yeah.
And I remember when I gave my first year talk, I wanted people there to support me. The first time I ever spoke publicly about my story, I was trying to control it to shit. And that was 3 months in. And they asked me as a newcomer to share my story at my face-to-face meeting. And she said, will you do this in a week or 2 weeks or something like that, And I always had notes. I had a timeline of things, and it was like, stop. You're not there to teach these people anything. You're there to tell your story. And it really put me in check, and I was able to say, no shares can be prepared for me. Because then
I'm in agreement with that across the board.
Mm-hmm. I can have, my points. Like the last time I shared my story, which was at your house, I talked more about my marriage than I did my my childhood and leading up in my drinking career, because I wanted people to understand that I was not a great person. And my husband said horrible things to me, but I deserved those things at some point. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's just how I was feeling in that moment. And those moments where you really have that spiritual, this is not me speaking, but this is really just a spiritual moment where I'm letting my higher power flow through me. And I'm saying this right now because someone needs to hear it. And yes, it's organized in my brain because I lived through it. But as far as making an outline, I think that when I was growing up, I learned, it's good to pray before you fall asleep because, it's there and it's quiet time with God. And then I was like in college, and it was like I always fall asleep while I'm praying, and people were like, that's actually good because that means you're like in a meditative state. And then I was like, my mind always wanders when I pray, and then I was taught, when your mind wanders, pray on what it's wandering to. Pray on what is distracting you from your time with your higher power, with your God. And so I kind of reverse that when I'm sharing. It's like, okay, this is what I was going to talk about, like trailer trash talk tonight. It's there as the title, but now I'm talking about sharing your story organically. You just let it take you where it will go. And that's really what you said at the beginning of this episode about the dating. We don't want things to just happen simultaneously. We don't really want that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I have to put myself out there in whatever situation I want to see happen in life, but I just have to stay in the present moment with it as it happens versus planning it that way, and no matter what, it's going to happen. Because if I made a lot of things materialize the way I wanted to before, and I'm just not willing to do that today.
Well, I don't want to fight that battle because I'm never going to win it.
Right. And I think with like storytelling too, each time it seems like I've heard someone tell their story, something different comes up because maybe it's just that's where they're, because there's so much to deal with. Like it's no matter the years that you have, I think that's the whole point of reworking steps, is that you're going to go back and
you're always
see something a different way.
Yeah, you're presented with new life experiences.
Right.
Every
and
day.
then something will be like materialized or learned and thought on. Like for me too, like that meditation is, it's like that is seeking the answer, and that's something I work on. I don't know what this dog wants. I'm going to be telling my story again next month, and
Yes.
I'm really trying not to plan too much, but I do have like, yeah, I think bullet points, that makes sense. I mean, if you have a sponsor, they should guide you into how that works. You know, like the way I've learned is like your sponsor will tell you when you're ready to share for the first time. Like you don't make those decisions. I never thought I would be more of like the staunch old AA way, but I really do understand
Mm-hmm.
because we've done so much controlling and willing in our lives as drunks and addicts. So when it comes to AA, I just let my sponsor tell me when
Yeah,
and
I
where.
and I've
Sanitize.
talked about this before that with the girls I sponsor, I will never say no, you can't do this, or yes, you should do this. I will say, let's try this together, or this really works for me, and I highly encourage you to try it for at least a couple days, right? Something like that. But I would say for the most part, we have formed a pretty good relationship. The two girls that I've had now for a year, we formed a relationship where they know they don't have to ask permission for everything, and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
them to feel that way. But they'll typically run something by me because
Yeah, I
it's
mean that makes
something
sense.
in them that's battling, and that could be a good or bad battle. But they're like they're on the fence, and I'm going to get an advice from someone who I know has my best interest at heart. And a lot of times that's sponsoring other people. You know, and I
Yeah.
told a girl today. She says, I don't want to sponsor yet. Blah 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 blah. Da 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 da. And then today I know she's been working with this younger girl, which is great. And I said I would caution you. This is when we talked a couple months ago. I said I would caution you to make sure that the girls you work with have a sponsor, because that has to be a, a firm line, that I am not your sponsor. And of course, she understood that completely. And she says, I don't want a sponsor. Well, today, she came to mind, and the younger girl who I know came to mind, and I told her, look, if the opportunity presents itself, I think you should sponsor her. She said, well, I think she has a sponsor. And I said, great. That's great for her. But if the opportunity presents itself, consider it. Because I think she's ready. I think she's totally capable of sponsoring another woman and helping that person. A lot of times I think we say, well, I have a lot going on right now, or I'm very busy with the school year. But I think sometimes when you ask, is this sponsoring, or should I sponsor? You really want to,
Mm-hmm.
but you're afraid of messing it up for someone.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I admire that, because it's not a decision to be taken lightly.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think not. I mean, not every sponsor is created equal, but I do think there's different sponsors for different people depending on what you need. Like, I don't know if it means that you have the same sponsor forever, because I know a lot of people do that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
someone that can usually stick with one person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Don't
definitely to
know.
each his own, but I would say, and we
Yeah.
have we have 5 minutes left. I would say, if
Whew. Dog's freaking out.
if you know how it's like an unwritten rule. Don't get into anything big your first year of sobriety. Don't make any major
Yeah.
changes. I would love it to be law that you can't sponsor someone before you've been sober a year. You know,
Yeah.
I
I
mean
mean,
we.
but I think that way about all relationships too. Like that's my personal view because I've experienced it and I see that cycle with everyone. And I'm just like,
What do you mean?
I think it should be also a law that people stay have relationships within the first year. Like
Oh,
romantic
right, right.
relationships.
I know what
Like
you're saying.
none. Because you have no idea what sobriety is yet. Like there's no way. And because we're all coming from different places of our disease, like it's just straight feeling. There's no logic in there yet. There's no direction.
Mm-hmm.
But like everything else, you know, I do think that it is different for most people. It's just highly suggested for a reason, though.
Exactly.
There's a good reason why it's highly suggested.
If you
Most of us cannot manage that.
if you read the book as it is intended, you know, a lot of people say, well, this is our handbook, this is our manual. I disagree with that because
it's all suggested.
Exactly. Nothing can be a handbook or a manual that is not mandatory. We don't follow a dress code. There are traditions that we adhere to. You know,
and it depends on like the old timers, I think, of the fellowship, like how much they really stand with that. Which I get. I do understand why people want everything that way now, like why they want it more old school. I get it. It's because the lines become blurred, and then it changes the program. So even though it's suggested, that's just so it doesn't upset us because we're all control freaks.
Because
that's what I think.
Exactly. We can't be told what to do.
But it should be. I think people that are really ready can be told what to do. Because I've experienced that, and I never thought that would be me.
If we are living and breathing the program as it should be suggested, then we don't see those as suggestions. We see those as life rules.
That's true, and we all kind of just like the third step in a spiritual awakening and psychic change. I think we all come to it at different spots. Like I like being told what to do because I've spent so long doing my own thing and doing everything without a sponsor and doing everything without any suggestion. I didn't give a shit what anybody said. I was definitely that person. So now I'm like, I have to listen. Mm-hmm. That's why I choose to with my sponsor, because I don't want to fuck up again. Mm-hmm. And even if I at least committed to working all the steps and going, and I want to sponsor. I think I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready.
Even the suggestion to stop drinking is not mandatory.
It's true.
You know, but we know that we can't.
Yeah, you're not going to find a fellowship though that really sails with that.
Right, but that ultimately, we have a choice every single day what we decide to ingest from this program and what we decide to physically ingest.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes down to that. I'm going to make a choice today. I'm not going to follow suggestions. I'm going to live the life the way I need to live it.
Yeah. And
based
I think
on these suggestions.
Right. And then having each group be autonomous. That's why I think also where some groups are like, man, this is so strict. You know, some newcomers are just people don't like it. I'm like, well, that's the prerogative. Those are the lines. Huh?
Traditions are like group norms. You know, like when you go into a meeting, it's like, get off your cell phone, you know, pay attention, sit up straight, no lounging around. I mean, it's your expectations in a classroom setting.
Yeah, I mean, we have to have it because
don't have to follow that. But in my classroom, I will not tolerate anything outside of that.
Yeah, those are the old timers. Actually, it's like they will not tolerate it.
I agree with those traditions being upheld.
I do too, because it is rude.
We're gonna go off in just a second, just so you know.
Oh, okay. All right, people. Night.
It is rude. It is rude.
Yeah, it's very rude.
All right, yeah, we're going nights.
I know. I was like, man, I'm tired. My